Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to talk about cusps in astrology and basically just what I think about cusps, like my own opinions on them. I don't really have like the same opinion as a lot of people in astrology do with cusps. So I don't know, I just wanted to share my thoughts on cusps. So when I first got into astrology, like most people, you believe in cusps. That's like a thing. You learn about them and you're like, you meet people born on the cusp of a sign, and then you associate them as being a mixture of those two signs. When you delve further into astrology, you learn about degrees. Most people do. If you haven't gotten to degrees yet, you should learn about degrees. They're really important for astrology and can tell you a lot more about natal placements. So when you learn about degrees, then you'll realize there's not really a cusp. That's like not really a thing, astrologers say, because you can't be more than one sign, right? So if you're even at 1 degrees Aries, you're still an Aries. You're not a Pisces and an Aries. That's the technical way of looking at cusps. Now, I still believe that cusps are important, I guess, to know about astrology, just because while I don't really believe in like sign cusps, I kind of can see how there could be such a thing as a house cusp, just because, I've heard astrologers say if a planet is like 3 or less degrees away from the next house cusp, then it would technically be in that house. But see, like, that's just personal opinion, because if you don't subscribe to that or believe that or feel that, then you can identify with it being still in the house that it's technically in. But it could still have like the influence of it already preparing to be in the next house. So that's kind of how I could see cusps, especially for house placements. Like, I feel like cusps can be a thing. I mean, obviously when you start learning about astrology, you learn like why people feel like they would be a cusp sign, and it's because, you could have Mercury in one of the signs over. You could be an Aries and born on the Pisces Aries cusp. You could have Mercury in Pisces, and Mercury is like an extension of your sun sign. So that's why you probably feel like a Pisces, because mentally you process information like a Pisces. That's just an example. That is the same for all the other cusps in astrology. And not only that, there's so many things. Your sun could be in a house that gives it a flavor of a different sign, or be aspected in a way that makes it in that sign act differently. So that's why people could feel like many different things, and especially if you're born on a cusp, you can feel like the other sign or like a mixture of them. And honestly, everybody is a mixture of every sign, because we have every sign in our charts. That's just reality. And the signs, they all lead into each other. So especially if you do have planets in signs next to your sun sign, which the majority of us do, those planets will feed or bleed into your sun sign to form its like expression in that sign. So I don't think that people should just completely throw out cusps, because I think it's interesting to learn about signs and how they blend into each other. And I think that cusps can provide like a certain framework to understand how they blend together, how the signs on the cusps of each other bleed into each other and blend together, and how they lead into each other. So like that's really interesting. That's why I like cusps, because I think that it's interesting to just think about it in the sense of they're just flowing into each other. But if we're going to be super technical about it, yes, technically you would be only one sign because of the degree of your sun sign. But use your own intuition about yourself. You know what you identify as, and you know the parts of you that feel like they are a certain sign. Now, going along with the degrees, I kind of have like my own little idea of what a true cusp is. because I incorporate numerology into astrology and especially astrological degrees. So I feel like, me personally, I feel like the only true cusp would be the cusp at 0 degrees, because the number 0, it's like, I think of it as like the Fool in tarot. The Fool is 0. 0 is like an open number. It's not like 1 where you're like, you've staked your claim into something. You are like an individual already. 1 is like, you know, it's just like what it is, because it doesn't have like anything else. It's almost like the first house is just the house of yourself. Aries is just an independent sign, you know, it's just all about them. And so 1 would be like, you've already kind of staked your claim in that sign. Like you're already kind of set in there. You're already like aware of yourself in that sign, because it's 1. You're like 1 in the sign. I don't know how else to explain it. And 0, the number 0, it's just open to possibilities and different potentials, and it's like it could go anywhere. It could go, like the Fool in tarot could go anywhere. He could jump off the cliff or he could go back. It's just a part of the beginning of the journey. So to me, 0 degrees, like any sign at 0 degrees, it is fresh in that sign, but it's still open to other energies from maybe perhaps the previous sign. Or it could just be completely open to like this new awareness of going further into the sign that it's in. So I don't know, I feel like when I see 0 degrees, that's the only like degree that I feel like like I could see it potentially having even more of an influence from other signs than any other degree. And then, you know, the further that you go along with the degrees, the more the planet or the sun is growing and maturing within that sign. So that's my quick little video with my own personal opinions on cusps. I don't think that they're totally useless. I think that they're still interesting to learn about, and you know, just whatever you feel like you are or resonates with you, then that's what you should carry through your astrological studies. So hopefully you found this kind of interesting, and hopefully I'll see you back again the next time I post a video. Thank you for watching.